And also on drones, what is the height, the max height that some of the drones could fly and the average payload that some of these drones could carry and deliver?
So many of you wouldn't remember this, but in the early, mid 1960s, we had a drone that I'll call Mini-Me that flew on the back of an SR-71, which is our highest, fastest airplane. It flew above Mach 3. And this drone would take off from the back of an SR-71. And it was designed to fly thousands of miles inside of China at 60,000 feet and above, at Mach 3 and above, and take pictures of their nuclear sites and bring it out. And we actually did that. Now, it's a comedy of errors. Once it came out, it was supposed to drop a canister, and the first time the canister dropped, and I think it fell to the bottom of the sea. The second time, a ship ran over it. We had some problems picking up the canister, but and then one time the drone didn't accelerate ahead of the SR-71. It ended up flying in formation with it up at 70,000 feet, which was a pretty scary thing for the pilot to look up and see this drone right above his head. And so ultimately we canceled that program. But the point is, we have drones, we've had drones for 50 years that can fly at incredible heights and incredible speeds. And so we're not limited in terms of the height or the speed. It's just, what do we want to do? And the sweet spot for us today is to have drones that fly, it's almost a washback to World War I. They fly in the high teens, 18 to 20,000 feet. They've got snowmobile engines. They fly at 70 knots, but they take incredible pictures, and they've got great sensors for signals intelligence, pick up hear things. And so it's all about the sensors that they carry or the payloads that they carry, and not about the height so much, or the speed and so on. We can design them.
And what is the payload, average payload that some of these drones could carry?
So typically we have them carry a full motion video camera with a great zoom capability that does both electro-optical and infrared. Infrared's good at night. Typically they have a radar, a small radar on them, so that they can do some work in bad weather, through bad weather. And then they typically have a signals intelligence payload in order to do some of that work, to listen to things. And then we have typically 2 or more missiles on them. They're about 100-pound missiles. They carry a small payload that we can use to take targets out if we have to. And so that's a small enough payload that it would it'd do a number on your car. But less likely to do catastrophic damage to something like a tank. And they're discreet enough that we could, target something certainly this room-sized or car-sized, and not hit things that are adjacent to it that we don't want to.